used to go to the University of Idaho before transferring. In my sophomore year, I went to a lot of frat parties. There was one frat party that changed the way I look at college parties, however. I'm gonna leave the name of the frat out of this story, but one of the smaller frats on our campus was having an open party. Free for girls and a $20 charge at the door for guys, so we all had to pay the cover charge. When we got inside, there were definitely a lot of people, but the party overall seemed kind of grimy and sketchy. There were a lot more guys than girls, and it was insanely hot in the house. There seemed to be a couple guys going to a back room, so I figured I'd check it out to see if anything was going on back there. After going through a door to a much quieter section of the house, I saw the same couple of guys go outside. I figured I'd go outside and check out what the party was looking like in the backyard section. When I opened the back door and peered outside, I saw the two guys standing around a fire pit. There was no one else in the backyard. They looked over to me after hearing the door open, I guess, and before I could turn and go back inside, they waved me over. I felt awkward, and I probably should have ignored them and just went back inside, but I felt pressured into walking over to them. They told me to sit down on one of the logs placed around the fire pit. I did so. Then they sat down on two logs and started to light up cigarettes. The two of them sat there not saying a word, just smoking their cigarettes and looking in my general direction. They didn't say anything or even offer me a cigarette. I figured I'd try to start conversation since they called me over, and asked them if they were in the frat. One of them shook their head no, and that was it. I then asked if they knew anybody at this party. This time I didn't even get an acknowledgement of my question. The two just looked at each other and then they looked at me. Now that they were looking at me, they wouldn't look away, and I was becoming increasingly uneasy. One of the two